Sam Altman said something 1 year ago that matters today. Ads as a last resort for us for a business model. He was lying. Not because he wanted to lie, but because 1 year ago, he didn't know OpenAI would be this broke. OpenAI just announced ads on the free tier, ads on the $8 tier. You now pay $20 a month to escape ads on AI that's supposed to be accessible. Sam didn't plan this a year ago. He planned it when the spreadsheets stopped working. And that's what you need to understand. Every tech CEO who says we'll never do this is telling you the truth at that moment. They're not planning to betray you. They're just not planning far enough ahead to see that their business model is mathematically impossible. This is the story of how desperation forces honesty and how you end up paying for it. I hate ads. Ads in AI is uniquely unsettling to me. 3 months later, he's praising Instagram's ad algorithm. The same man who said ads in AI are uniquely unsettling is now explaining how he likes Instagram ads and has found stuff I like that I otherwise never would have. We make great AI, and you pay us for it. Rich people pay to give free access to poor people. That was his model. Rich subsidize poor. Beautiful model. Sustainable model. Except it wasn't. OpenAI has 800 million weekly active users. 800 million, but only 5% pay. That's 760 million people using ChatGPT for free. The company burns $700 million a year in compute costs alone. They committed $250 billion to Microsoft Azure services. That's not a commitment, that's a hostage situation. Sam's rich pay for poor model assumed he'd convert free users to paid. He was wrong. People don't want another subscription. So what happens when your business model fails? You don't announce it, you execute Plan B. Step 1. Limit the free tier. He did this. GPT-4o access locked behind paywall, response limits tightened. Features that were free now require subscription. Step 2. Add ads. He just did this. Free tier gets ads. $8 tier gets ads. The only way to escape ads is $20 a month. That's not monetization, that's hostage extraction. Step 3 is coming. Merchant fees. OpenAI announced partnerships with Walmart. Your ChatGPT can now shop for you. Every transaction generates a merchant fee. Walmart pays OpenAI a percentage. That percentage gets passed to you in higher prices or fewer discounts. You're not using an AI. You're funding infrastructure. Every response you generate costs money. OpenAI has to recoup that somehow. And if people won't pay subscriptions, they'll extract it through merchant fees, through ads, through data. Here's what makes me angry. Sam Altman is not evil. This isn't malice. This is math. OpenAI can't run on the money they make from 5% of users. The economics don't work. So they're executing the only playbook that does work. Free product attracts billions. Billions creates infrastructure costs. Costs create monetization requirements. Users resist monetization. Company pivots to extraction. Windows did this with Microsoft. Google did this with search. Meta did this with Facebook. Amazon did this with Prime. Every company that offers something free eventually does this because the free part was never the product. You were. The problem isn't that Sam Altman is undonest. The problem is capitalism's math. If you run a company on venture capital, you have obligations: growth, scaling, profitability. You can't stay small and profitable. You have to get big fast. How do you get big fast? Free product, billions of users, inevitable infrastructure costs, unsustainable burn rate. OpenAI burns $700 million annually. They make roughly $3.7 billion in revenue. That sounds profitable until you realize they're spending $250 billion on Azure infrastructure commitments. That's not revenue, that's debt. The only way out is increase revenue faster than costs or cut costs. Neither works when your costs are inherent to the product. So what's left? Monetize the user, not through direct payment, through ads, through merchant fees, through data. Sam Altman didn't plan this evil scheme. He inherited a broken math problem, and now he's executing the only solution available: extract from users who can't afford to leave. You're already seeing this everywhere. Groceries up 30%, rent up 40%, electricity up 25%, healthcare costs exploding. And now every app, every service, every tool is adding subscription tiers or ads or both. The system isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed. It's designed to extract wealth from people who have less and less to give. And every CEO who starts with "we'll never monetize this way" eventually does, not because they change their values, but because the math forces them. Here's what matters. You're not actually upset that OpenAI added ads. You're upset that there's nowhere else to go. Google has AI. It's the same trap. Meta's building AI. Same trap. Microsoft's Copilot everywhere. Same trap. Anthropic said they were different. They took $5 billion from Amazon and Google. Same trap, different branding. The escape isn't switching platforms. The escape is understanding that this always happened. Free product plus billions of users plus venture capital equals eventual extraction. Once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. And once you can't unsee it, you can make different choices. Not use a different AI, but understand why you're being extracted from and decide if you want to participate. March 2023. Ads are a last resort. October 2023. We're committed to accessibility. January 2024. Rich subsidize poor. January 2026. Ads coming to free tier and $8 tier. He wasn't lying. The problem is he didn't understand his own math, but now you do. The company burns through billions. The only exit is extraction. You can be angry at Sam Altman, but you should be angrier at the system that forces him into this position. Because as long as companies need to grow infinitely, as long as they need to satisfy venture capital, as long as they burn billions on infrastructure before they're profitable, they will always end up here, extracting from you, monetizing you, turning you into the product because the actual product costs too much to maintain. OpenAI isn't broke because of mismanagement. OpenAI is broke because the business model was never sustainable, and you were always going to pay for it. Subscribe if you're tired of watching this pattern repeat with every new tool. The escape isn't switching to another AI. It's understanding the trap so you can opt out. Open source alternatives exist. Ollama runs local LLMs on your computer. No servers, no odds, no extraction. Your data stays yours. But here's the thing. Open source doesn't scale like venture capital does. It doesn't have billionaire backing. It doesn't move fast and break things. It moves slow and builds things right. That's why it survives. Because it has no growth obligation, no venture capital demanding 10x returns, no need to extract from users to satisfy investors. The companies you use, ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, they have to extract because they promised investors infinite growth. Open source has no such obligation. The real escape is digital literacy, understanding which tools are designed to extract and which are designed to serve. Understanding that free always has a cost. Understanding that every CEO's promise is temporary until the mouth breaks. Once you understand the system, you can choose differently. Not because the alternative is perfect, but because at least you know what you're getting into. That's what breaks the cycle. Not switching products, understanding products. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you'll keep it or delete it.